welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals of the all-time Euro tournament. Yes, it has been a long and arduous journey to get here. If you haven't seen the previous matches, it's been pure chaos. Go ahead and click up on the eye things. I'll wait. Okay, let's go. But essentially, I created this virtual online tournament because every single sporting event in the real world has basically been canceled because of the Carbonara. Please don't demonetize me, YouTube. And originally started out with 8 of the greatest European teams of all time, and now it has whittled its way down in a single elimination tournament to 2 contenders. One of them definitely expected to be here. The other one, not so much. Because today, we have the 4th seed, all-time France versus the bottom seed. The seed that had no legend players on it. It was basically just modern-day Belgium. 8th seed Belgium finds itself in the finals of the all-time Euro tournament. What we're gonna do is we're gonna break down each one of these teams, how they got here, and then we're gonna put them into a simulation season. See which one finishes higher up to get home field advantage, and then play out the grand final on their home soil. And at the end of all this, we crown ourselves the all-time greatest European nation to ever kick a football. So for one last time, boys, go ahead, smush a Q into the chat right now. Smush a Q into the comment section if you're on quarantine right now. Let people know you're not alone. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's break it out with the presumed favorites, 4th seed, all-time France. Now, how did France get into the finals? Well, it's honestly been a relatively easy run for them. They won the sim season and easily dominated Germany in their match, with Paul Pogba linking up with Zinedine Zidane late to go ahead and push them through. And then in the following round, they went up against England, which went the full 90 scoreless, so it took 2 periods of extra time where Paul Pogba again came through, first denied, and then put the second one in. And what I'm realizing now is a near identical goal to how Thierry Henry scored his goal up against Germany. So right now for this all-time France team, I would say Paul Pogba, probably player of the tournament. And they're gonna get some reinforcements because one of the commenters down below let me know that there are actually stats. There was an Eric Cantona on the all-11 world team in FIFA 12. I'll throw that up on the screen right now so you guys can see. And yeah, he came out to a 93 left winger. We're gonna play him over on the right winger side. He's more renowned for playing centrally, but when you got the legs of Zinedine Zidane, aka headbutt guy, as well as Thierry Henry, who's been absolutely terrorizing this tournament. And then we had the new addition of Frank Ribery in the last round. He was pretty good as well. But getting back to Eric Cantona, as you can see, 4-star weak foot, 5-star skill was 93 pace, 89 shooting, 87 passing, 91 dribbling, and 92 physical. He is one of the highest, most meta players that we're going to see in this tournament. An absolute magical, arrogant, transcendent player back in his day. And he's also really famous because of that one time he drop kicked a fan. So I have made his goal scoring celebration. If he does score, he does a drop kick. I just realized that we have Eric Cantona, the drop kick guy, on the same team as Zinedine Zidane, the headbutt guy. Vote up in the eye things right now. Who wins, headbutts or drop kicks? The real tournament. Then the midfield, it's been working for him, so we're going to stick with Vieira and Makelele, although was a little bit tempted to put Paul Pogba in there because he's been playing so well. You know what? Let's do it. He's earned it. We're going to put Paul Pogba in the starting lineup. He's going to be in the midfield 3 alongside Vieira and Zinedine. Then the back lines, you have French icons in Emmanuel Petit, you got Laurent Blanc, Desailly, and then you got Patrice Evra. And then in between the sticks, we got Steve Mandanda, who's a throwback to when he was in 89 in FIFA 10. And then on the bench, you got killer after killer here. You got one of the most well-rounded strikers of all time in Trezeguet coming in at 91. Claude Makelele, who's essentially the better version of N'Golo Kante. Robert Pires offers flexibility on both sides, coming in at 91. N'Golo Kante, Kylian Mbappe, Umtiti, and Lloris round out the rest of the bench. And then the reserves, you got Laporte, Matuidi, Hernandez, Sebastian Frey, Antoine Griezmann, and Raphael Varane. Why are the French guys so violent? Is it because you guys haven't won a war in a while? With the all-time French side coming out to an attack of 91, a midfield of 90, and a defense of 90. But how does it compare to all-time Belgium, which is still pretty much modern day Belgium? Now, Belgium got here through different means. They've lost every simulation, they've played on the road for every single match in this tournament, and they've half their way past everyone. Their first game, they beat the #1 seed in Italy, 5 in the back, and it just happened to be some weird goal mouth scramble and Lukaku bundled it in. You know, their defense has actually been surprisingly good because they have yet to allow a goal from open play. Up against England, that's what they did. They sat back, they absorbed, and then it was just one counter, one brilliant chance, and they tore England asunder, and now they find themselves one game away from being crowned the all-time greatest European nation to ever kick a football. And remember when I said that Belgium doesn't have any icons or legends? Well, I apparently was wrong, because when I did the research to go ahead and look up the stats for Eric Cantona, I also noticed that there was a Belgian player on that all-world team, that being the legendary Belgian keeper, Michel Prudhomme. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce things, I'm American. But Michel was considered one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. He put on a dazzling performance in the 1994 World Cup in the United States, which made him the first ever winner of the Lev Yashin Award. His goalkeeping style was incredibly acrobatic. Imagine basically like those videos of like cats catching balls and stuff. That's basically what he was. Although he wasn't the tallest, he's actually 6 inches shorter than Mr. Steal Your Girl Thibaut Courtois, but he had abnormally long arms, which allowed him to be one of the best shot stoppers in the air of an Iker Casillas. And his stats in the World 11 put him at a 93 overall. They got their first true legend or icon into the team, and in net, not a bad place to have him. In fact, it has been this backline that has been carrying Belgium. They've yet to allow a single goal, and maybe it's because they're technically playing 4 center backs in the back. You got Vertonghen over on the left back, you got Flashback, that's the company coming in 91. You have Alderweireld coming in 87, and then you have recreated Van Boyten. Let's go ahead. We've done it every single time. Let's play the clip one last time of him disintegrating a ball. That is awesome. Then the midfield, the CDM position, you have Axel Witsel, who can do it all. In fact, he's the one who scored the winning goal in the previous match. Raja Naglin, another one of these guys who can do it all. And as you can see, he's up to his 86 from back in his Roma days. I've taken all these players, painstakingly gone through their entire histories and seen when they were the highest rated, and then adjusted all the stats accordingly. Please leave a like. I'm lonely, I'm single, and I have very few friends. And alongside him, arguably the best player in this side. In the previous match, I made a comparison to KDB to the legend Zinedine Zidane, and saying that, you know, their playstyles were rather similar. In many ways, Kevin De Bruyne is a modern day Zidane, so that is going to be the matchup that we're going to go ahead and look at in this one. But we still got the front three. Romelu Lukaku, who bundled in that goal. He's essentially a fire hydrant of chaos up there. Alongside him, you have Dries Mertens playing out of position over on the right wing. And then you have the cover athlete for this year's FIFA, Eden Hazard, coming in at a 91. Been rather quiet this tournament, though. On the bench, you got Carrasco, you got Little Hazard, you got Marion Fellaini, you got Dembele. Simon Mignolet is the backup keeper. Cam Morales coming in 81. Thomas Vermaelen, Bendeke, Thomas Meunier, Denayer, and Mr. Donk rounding out the squad. Oh, I forgot. Thibaut Courtois, go ahead, get in there. You're the backup keeper. With his all-time Belgian side coming out to an attack of 88, a midfield of 85, and a defense of 85. Yeah, I don't know how they got here either. I am still single-minded. Alright boys, I've taken these two historic teams and placed them into career mode, and now what we're going to do is sim an entire season and see which team finishes higher up in the season. So let's go ahead and get that started right here. As for me to remain neutral, I shall be simming as Tottenham Hotspur, and as for it to remain a neutral ground, I place both of them into the English Premier League. And as the simulation begins, you guys can go ahead, vote up in the thingies right now on which team you think is going to come out on top of the sim season. I mean, easy favorites here. It should and it will be France. So I guess we will see what happens at the end of the season. Take it away, Time Wizard.
Go, Time Wizard!
Alright boys, we're on June 1st of 2020. Let's see how the lads did at the end of the season. And after 2 selection screens, no one on the Belgian side is even on here. Did I just not put Anderlecht in here? Oh, that is why. I put Circle Bruges in here instead of Anderlecht. I gotta redo that. Alright. Looks a little better now. Belgium, surprising everyone, coming in on top. Eden Hazard coming in with 29 goals. I mean, it could be Thorgan. We'll never know. But in second place, you got headbutt guy Zinedine Zidane coming in second place with 26. You got Harry Kane in third place. You got Thierry Henry coming in with 25 goals. Lukaku scored 24. Eric Cantona scored 22 goals. Frank Ribery scored 16, as well as Kevin De Bruyne scored 16. Zinedine Zidane goes ahead and wins the golden ball, 22 assists. Behind him is Eden Hazard coming in with 13. Going down the list, in fifth place, you got Thierry Henry with 9 assists. And then you have 3 Belgian players in here. Raja Naglin, Lukaku, and Kevin De Bruyne also getting 8 assists apiece. So, all right, Belgium offensively is pretty solid. And oh, okay. Thibaut Courtois coming in with the golden glove, 27 clean sheets. Although, as you can see here, there are 2 keepers for France. Steve Mandanda getting 12 clean sheets and Hugo Lloris getting 10. Although, added that up, that's 22 clean sheets, which is still 5 clean sheets less than Thibaut Courtois. Did Belgium just pull an upset here in the finals? All right, Spurs in second. Drum roll, and no, Belgium, no. For the second time in this tournament, we have a completely perfect season from one of these all-time nations. The first time was Netherlands, and now France have gone on, played 28 games, 128 games, 0 draws, 0 losses, 114 points. Perfect. Belgium, though, no slouch right here. 104 points. They did end up drawing 2 games and losing 2 games. But actually, were better defensively than perfect France, only allowing 14 goals to France's 16, and weren't that too far behind, only 10 goals behind in their goal scoring foray. But that does mean that France is going to go ahead and get home field advantage, which probably means they're going to lose, isn't it? This has been the formula for Belgium all along. But let's take it to the live action match. The final! All right, boys, as you can see, we have now brought it all up. France won the simulation season, so they're going to be playing on home soil at the home stadium of PSG. We're going head-to-head on legendary difficulty, CPU on CPU. I'm not going to touch anything. And here we are, boys. The trophy that we are playing for today. Beautiful. Just imagine that it's the Euro Cup. I couldn't make it so that it was the Euro trophy. As you see these two brilliant, talented, all-time teams straight onto the pitch, you guys go ahead, vote up in the eye things right now on which team you think is going to come out as the all-time winners of Euro. You can see it here. Can it be the upstarts, the upset gods themselves, Belgium, coming through with the modern-day Zidane KDB and a man who disintegrated a ball? But on the other side, you got dropkick guy and headbutt guy all in the same squad. I know a lot of their faces aren't in here. Okay, it's a little bit rougher. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the grand finals of the all-time Euro tournament is about to begin. Thank you for watching this along the way. It's been a lot of fun to actually record this. Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed. But without further ado, let's begin. Vieira over to Zidane. Pogba running the channel here. Tries to flick up and attempts the audacious. Maybe we should have started Makelele. The goal isn't even in the picture frame here. Come on, Pogs. And now Evra joins the attack here. Vertonghen trying to close him down, but he's not the speediest. Does get a hold of it. Zidane fires it, but it's directly at Prudhomme. He still has it. What's he going to do right here? Holding it inside the box. Laid off for Paul Pogba. Prudhomme. Once again, another shot. But this one will not be denied. 2 magnificent saves from the cat Prudhomme. But Zidane goes and kung fu kicks the freaking flag. Let's go ahead and watch this back. Excellent strength to hold it off. Brilliantly played off. And then what a kick save from Prudhomme. But then the third one will not be denied. Into the back of the net. Zidane, the bald spot himself, the headbutt guy, goes ahead and puts France ahead for the all-time Euros championship. No other bald spot can ever compare. And for the first time ever, Belgium is trailing in a match in this tournament. Raja running between the channels. Kevin De Bruyne down the line. Is Lukaku onside? Ah, just off. KDB plays over to Mertens. Witsel, beautiful first time over the top to Eden Hazard. Oh, he's just offsides. That little turn away. Terrible giveaway there. And Belgium is on the front foot. Witsel spotting Hazard, who I believe is offside again. Belgium just playing a half second behind here. Once again, Eden Hazard in brilliant space, but far too late. Steve Mandanda. Back to Steve Mandanda.
Oh no.
Oh, Desai gives it away. That was awful. Over to Witsel, right at Steve Mandanda. What was this? Just an absolute gift by Desai. And Belgium was in, but not the greatest shot from Axel Witsel there. Steve Mandanda coming up huge. Story of the match in the first half, you know, Belgium weren't doing all too bad. As you can see, France had 4 shots, Belgium had 3. France had 3 shots on target, Belgium had 2. Although possession tells a different story. 65% of the possession, France were dominating. Belgium, though, the story of their half was they had Hazard in on net. They just were constantly offsides. I think there were like 4 offsides called on them. 4 offsides called on Belgium in the first half, but they were making very productive runs. You can see all on the left side, they're just all trying to get it to Hazard. Can Belgium pull it back in the second half? Now Belgium on the counterattack. Hazard linking up here with Raja, but Laurent Blanc able to break up the play. Now Vieira can go ahead and start a counter. Ribery in front of him. I believe he is on sides. He's driving in. 1-on-1. Trying to lay it off, but oh my god. Crucial intervention there from Toby Alderweireld because Henry was lurking. Now Cantona can use a turn to his face. He's got 93 pace. Being hounded by Axel Witsel here. He's still in front of him. Oh! Terrible horror tackle from Axel Witsel. Totally from behind. This could be a red card. Straight up. He's shaking his head in dismay. Only a yellow. Very fortunate. Lucky boy from the goal scorer of the previous match. Now Zidane needs Zidane. What can he do? Fires it in. All the way to Ribery. Oh my god. What a pass. What a freaking free kick right here. look at this playback. The velocity on that ball was tremendous. And then for Riri to have the technique to take that first time and then Prudhomme, outrageous save as well. Aerial battle should highly favor Belgium. Now getting over to Marianne Fellaini. Is there Van Boyden who can fire it? Oh, he puts it on target, but Steve Mandenda goes ahead and pushes it out. We know what he can do to a ball. Look at it. Disintegrate Exodia. Obliterate. Another corner in the 75th minute. A high looping one. Desai can't really get onto it. Van Boyden trying to scramble. Gets over to Hazard. Oh! Just a bit outside. This was his moment. He's been quiet all tournament. And it just singes right outside. We're in the 88th minute. France on the verge of being named the greatest European team of all time. Eric Cantona driving forward. Gets it past one. Thierry Henry. Is he onside? Yes, he is. Laying it off to Cantona. Another great save from Prudhomme. But it might just all be in vain. There we go. The whistle is blown. France has been crowned all-time European champions. Definitively, guys. We played FIFA. FIFA simulated, so it has to be true. But hats off. Clap it up, boys, for Belgium. They didn't deserve to be here. No one would have guessed that they would have made it into the finals, and they made a match of it. The new addition, Prudhomme, fantastic with all of his kick saves, and they had a couple of decent chances, but ultimately they were outclassed, outmanned, headbutted, if you will. And his team of legends, as well as defending World Cup champions, are going to go ahead and hoist the all-time Euro champions. Congratulations to France, man. And there he is. Redemption for 2006 in the World Cup. But he gets the last laugh as he is going to lift up the all-time Euro trophy. It looks oddly similar to the Champions League trophy. Just ignore it. Just ignore it, okay? Who would you guys say is the player of the tournament? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below on which player you think. I think, like, the performance of the tournament easily, Vitor Bay in the last round. But France, go ahead and capture it. Clap it up, boys. Well done to France. Well done. But as you can see here, though, actually Belgium had a pretty good fight. Tying France with 6 shots apiece. They only had 2 shots on target, though, to France's 4. Possession, they did fight back, remember. France had 65% of possession, but by the end of the match, it was roughly the same. At the end of the day, France was just too much. They had too much quality. They had too much violence. And with that, that is going to conclude this all-time Euros tournament. Now, here's the big thing. Next Saturday is going to be the return. I know, guys. Finally, the China ruins everything career mode. Not ruins football. It's ruins everything. Honestly, China really did ruin everything in 2020. And that's what the career mode is going to be on. Be excited. But as for the secondary content that I'm going to be bringing to this channel, do you guys want an all-time World Cup tournament? If this video gets 8,000 likes, then I will go ahead and start on that project right away. I think we'll double it up. We'll do 16. We'll do 4 teams from every major region of the world. We'll do a draw, and it's going to be pure chaos because it's going to be single elimination again. So yeah, go ahead, smash a like into this. If you haven't gotten all caught up, I mean, go ahead and click over here. And yeah, for the final time for this tournament, I mean, guys, stay safe, stay inside, sanitize your phones, and until next time, boys, stay thick.